Well, there's a crisis of chronic absenteeism hitting school districts across Virginia. Shockingly high percentages of students simply skip class. Well, tonight, 29 Investigates is digging deeper into those numbers for school districts in Central Virginia, asking what are educators going to do about it before a generation of kids is left behind. Gabby Womack is live in the studio with more. Gabby.
Hey Aaron, chronic absenteeism is when a student misses 10% of their school days. There's always been some like that. COVID made it much worse. We're still not over it yet, and odds are you'll be shocked by the numbers we discovered when 29 Investigates.
We are very much in tune with understanding that many of our children are not going to show up to school solely because it's the law. That school needs to have something that speaks to them.
Since the pandemic, schools have had a big problem. Kids, lots and lots of kids, simply not showing up for class. 29 News wanted to dig into what's really happening in the school systems around Charlottesville. Our investigation centered on two big considerations: how many kids are skipping school and what can be done to fix it.
Overall, across the division, we've seen an increase in chronic absenteeism that's been dramatically impacted by an increase at a few schools.
The Virginia Department of Education says the overall absenteeism number in Charlottesville City Schools was 18.7% in 2022 to 2023. Preliminary data provided to 29 News by the school says the 23 to 24 school year was worse at 26.1%, a more than 7% jump. Rachel Rosnick is the Charlottesville City School Student Services Director.
Our elementary numbers overall went down, but we did have two elementary schools that did see an increase.
Rosnick says the trend is more troublesome with the older kids.
We're focused on Charlottesville High School and our elementary schools that still need to do some work to get their rates of chronic absenteeism down.
Albemarle County Public Schools are seeing the opposite. Their numbers have decreased. The Virginia Department of Education data shows the absenteeism rate went from 18% in their 22-23 school year to 13% in 23-24.
I think for a lot of our people in the schools, because of the way we addressed things last year, we put a fence around attendance and pretty directive.
Jesse Turner is with Albemarle County Public Schools. Before this job, he was the principal at Charlottesville Buford Middle School. He says he witnessed these issues firsthand and believes part of the reason kids miss school is because they do not have an established routine.
The importance of showing up to school every day is really about establishing the routine of being at school. As a high school principal, I used to share with my students all the time that attending school is really a dress rehearsal for life.
29 Investigates also talked with schools further outside the Charlottesville urban ring. Greene County's numbers were 27.6% in the 2022 to 2023 school year, with preliminary numbers for 23 to 24 dropping to 21.3%. Nelson County Public Schools has seen a decrease across their schools, bringing them from 24.4% to 13.9%. Madison County jumped from 12.5% to 21.8%. All tell us they are actively working on solutions.
It's not just come to school, it's what are the barriers and how can we impact those barriers? Are they mental health? Are they resource? Are they making school more engaging? Are they clearly communicating expectations?
While they dig deeper, there's one thing they're already trying out.
One of them is we've adjusted the amount of social work support that's at the schools that have a greater need. So we've looked at the chronic absenteeism rate paired with the amount of social emotional intervention that needs to occur.
Turner says Albemarle schools also have their own attendance rules to combat chronic absenteeism.
I made it mandatory that all of our schools meet weekly to talk about attendance, so they could keep up with and keep track of the students and also be able to work with the families.
As encouragement, Albemarle treats students to prizes and food. The solutions come from a place of love.
Just really want our parents to know that the school's a safe space for them and their child. And if they're having any issues in terms of attendance or their child coming to school on a regular basis, to please let us know.
I asked if Fluvanna County Public Schools plans to release its preliminary numbers. They told me it won't until the Virginia Department of Education approves them. Live in the studio, I'm Gabby, WOMACK 29 News at 6.